Oh, who doesn't like the cardinal? Hey, how you doing? Bob Folks here for the Gilly-Galoo. We're just in the store here today talking about a bunch of different things. But here we are almost to the middle of March 2020 here in Eastern Ontario. And we're starting, well, migration has started. It always starts, lots of different things start in February. Lots of different things start in March. So we're definitely getting into that time of year. And the cardinals are singing like crazy all over the place because they're considered an early nester. So the courtship stuff is in full swing with those guys. So the males are really being vocal about things. But today we wanted to talk about something a little bit different that is a very short window of time, or can be a short window of time, in terms of the way these guys go through. And we're going to talk about the rough-legged hawk. So just stay tuned. Stick with me and we'll check her out. Springtime means many, many things, but one of the great things about early spring, here we are almost the middle of March, is the raptor migration. So we're going to start to see some really cool things. And this guy always, I love seeing that you get a very short window of time to be able to see them starting right about now or in the neighborhood. These guys, the rough-legged hawk, are going to start to move through. So these are a cold weather bird, or a Arctic bird as they're called. So they spend a lot of time in the cold weather. So they don't migrate very far. They only go down into lower Canada and upper New York, or excuse me, upper U.S. They may get down a little bit further sometimes. There are some more warmer climate birds, but they basically spend the winters here and the summers in the tundra. They have their young, they feed on lemmings, the same as snowy owls and that types of things. So it's interesting. I wanted to talk to them about, because I wondered then, how is climate change affecting these guys? We hear all kinds of conversations about a variety of other nature issues and animal and bird issues and things, but I wonder how these tundra nesting birds are going to fare. And they're a very large bird. They have a black morph and a dark morph and a light morph color. Their wingspans can be up to 4 feet in width and about 24 inches in height. They're a big, big, big bird. There's the dark morph color. There's the light morph. And here's one of the key things I feel are identification factors. This is a great picture. I'm going to show you another one. But notice the differences, the light coloring around the head and what have you. This is an adult male. And you can see the black ring around all of its wings. They call this section here the elbows. So you can see that the elbows have a very distinct black patch on them. This one's a little lighter here, of course. And then the tail, there's a black strip on the tail that's capped with white. So if you see them flying, it's one of the great identification features. There's this other one here that's a great shot. Here's a better one here, a little closer up. See how the elbows have the black patches and then the white underside of the, this is an adult female. You can see a little darker in the on the underside of the body, and then not quite so much stuff around the head, but certainly on the elbows. They also coast over top of fields while they're hunting, similar to the harrier hawk and things that you'll see them sitting on a fence post and scanning the area looking for food. And you can see here again the white bit on the bottom of their tail, but then this is the distinctive one. Look at that. They're coasting over fields looking for mice and moles and voles and all that kind of stuff. Very similar tail, very long, a big wingspan, the female being the larger. There's a darker colored. So that one's a little harder to identify because of that. And that's an adult female as well. And look at that guy. That's a juvenile. So you can see that there's some, they don't have the distinct wing patches and things that the others have. And there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful bird. And we'll keep your eye open for them now, because they're going to be flying through, heading for northern Canada and Alaska and up in there to nest on the tundra. Very, very interesting discussion about them. As their habitat is the tundra, escarpment, Arctic coasts in winter, open fields, plains, marshes, spends the winter in open country, including grasslands, coastal prairies and marshes, farmlands, dunes, breeds mostly in the tundra, in areas having cliffs for nest sites, some breeding along the northern edge of conifer forests. And then the feeding behavior, and this is where we can get to see them. Often hunts by hovering over fields, watching for movement below. Also hunts by watching from a perch or by patrolling low over the ground. So that one picture that we had there of them patrolling low over the ground to get to where they want to be. So it's a very, very cool bird. I love to see them. They don't have a lot of course, the raptors don't have a lot of song the way some of the other ones, but it does have a obvious owl or hawk call, like that screech and stuff. But I often wonder, it says here local populations in the Arctic go up and down largely due to rodent populations. So if you think about the snowy owls that come here in the wintertime, we're always talking about them as being here in numbers because of low lemming amounts. So I wonder what happens with them. I never have read any real documentation that shows that they more of them they're coming through anyway. They're just that their nesting and their young rearing is affected by low food availability, which is very obvious on a lot of different birds and things. So very cool bird. Keep your eyes to the skies because they're coming through. And here we are in here, so they're heading north. So keep looking. When the fields start to open up, we're going to see these guys very shortly. Have yourself a great day.